Fun fold cards are just that, fun. Today I'm going to show you just how easy it is to create one in my Christmas in July, in August card series. Hi, I'm Linda Anderson from Linda Lou Creates. I love card making and sharing this passion with others. This is the card that I'm going to show you how to make today, and the fun fold is this little flap that opens to reveal your message inside. It features products from the new Holiday Stampin' Up! Catalog. First up is the stamp set. It is called Snowman Season. Now, I love snowmen, so this one was a must-have for me to get. Also, other product is the Let It Snow Designer Series paper. This paper is gorgeous, and it has some fun winter-themed patterns on it. So, let's get started with me showing you the supplies that you're going to need to make this card. First of all, the papers. I have just a scrap piece of Coastal Cabana. We're going to use it for our sentiment to punch out. For the snowman image, I have Whisper White. This layer measures 2 1/8 by 2 5/8. The Coastal Cabana layer for underneath it is just 1/8 of an inch bigger at 2 1/4 by 2 3/4. Next up, on the front of the flap, I have a piece of Whisper White that measures 4 1/8 by 2 7/8, and then a piece of that beautiful Let It Snow Designer Series paper, and it measures 4 by 2 3/4. On the inside of the card, there is a piece of Whisper White, and it too measures 4 by 2 3/4. Now, for the fun fold itself, you have a piece of 8 1/2 by 3 inch piece. I'm using Real Red today, and it is scored right here in the middle at 4 1/4. For the card base, I'm going to call it, it is just a single sheet or a single piece of Real Red, and it measures 5 1/2 by 4 1/4, and a piece of the DSP that is then 5 1/4 by 4 inches. I know that's a lot of measurements, but head on over to my blog, lindaloucreates.com, and I will have all those measurements listed for you. So let's go ahead and get some of the stamping done first. So I have the snowman image here. Let me pull out now the piece of white, the Whisper White that I have for it. Now, the snowman I'm going to be stamping in Memento Tuxedo Black ink. And right in the center. Okay, that's all for the black. I'm going to just take a second and clean off my snowman stamp, because we're also going to be using him to stamp the inside of the card. So let me do that real quick. In the meantime, I'm going to get the sentiment, the Let It Snow, that's on the front. That is done in Real Red ink. So Let It Snow, and it is going on this piece, this scrap piece of Coastal Cabana. And I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to leave that open for a moment because I want to get the inside of my card. Now, I have some, my sentiment, Merry Christmas, actually comes from the stamp set out of the annual catalog called Merry Christmas to All. This is really nice with all these sentiments that you can mix and match to however you want. So that's the stamp set there. So let me go ahead, ink that up, and stamp my Merry Christmas. I'm done with the Real Red ink now, so I'm going to go ahead and close that up. But one more thing of stamping I want to do. On the inside, I did stamp the snowman again in there. This time I have Coastal Cabana ink. And it's going inside. I want it to be really light, so I'm going to stamp it off first onto my scrap paper, then come back with the inside with my cardstock and stamp them nice and light. So if I'm writing my message inside, I can still write over top and it's not going to be distracted. So let me close up my ink pad because I have a bad experience with open ink pads ruining some of my projects. So let me do that. Okay, now Mr. Snowman, all I did was use 2 of my Stampin' Write markers. I have first up Coastal Cabana and Pumpkin Pie. Yep, you got it, Pumpkin Pie for that nose. He always needs a carrot nose, so there we go on that. Now, with the Coastal Cabana, I colored in his hat. I wasn't real particular on coloring, that's why I just grabbed the markers. I figured I could do it fairly quick with those. I did his scarf. Let me get that done in there real quick. And I just kind of added some little squiggles where the stamp itself gave you some lines, making me think of some shadows there. So anywhere I see some of these extra darker lines, I'm going to put in a little bit of my Coastal Cabana. So like here on the snowball, just come out over that. Even give a little squiggles here with the what I'm thinking of is snow that he's sitting on. So just to provide some little shadows with all of that. So okay, that's it for the markers. So I'm going to go ahead and get this adhered down. Make it quick that way. Okay. I will stamp that or adhere this down. Set this off to the side. Well, no, let me put some dimensionals. Actually, no, I'm not going to do the dimensionals right now. I'm going to tell you something about that. Let it snow. I'm using a 1.5 inch circle punch. Let's go ahead and get that punched out. Okay. We are good there. Okay, I'm bringing back in some more pieces so we can get those put together. Now this is the opposite side, of course, of the Designer Series paper is 2-sided. It is a specialty paper, and with this one there are glittered accents on one side of the paper. The other side of the paper is smooth. The side that has the glittered accent is the ones I'm going to be putting down onto my paper, onto my card. So I recommend anywhere you see any of that extra glitter, just run some adhesive over it. I feel like with that glitter, the paper kind of buckles a little bit. That's just the nature of the beast, so to speak. So I want to make sure that it stays down nice and smooth onto my card. So a little bit of adhesive, extra adhesive, and I think it all will be good. So this is my card base, that real red piece that's 5.5 by 4.25. And there's my Designer Series paper in place. Okay, now I do have another piece of the Designer Series paper. The side that's on the opposite of this one, it is adorable with these lines of snowmen. But again, look at all of that glitter that's there. So make sure that you get lots of adhesive there. You can use whatever your favorite adhesive is. If you prefer the glue, the multi-purpose glue, go ahead and do that. If you're thinking even tear and tape, do that. I just know I just put a little bit extra over that area so that it lays flat. Okay, and this piece will now go on top of the Whisper White. Okay. And now I'm going to pull in the piece that is the the fun fold part, I guess is what I want to say. Now I have it scored here at 4 1/4, so I'm going to go ahead and fold that, give it a quick burnish with my bone folder. Now the piece of the red Designer Series paper and the white cardstock, I'm going to go ahead and that's what is going to go on the front. Okay. So adhere that down here. And let me pull in now my insides too, just so I can get that in there too. So my Merry Christmas with my cute little snowman all done up in Coastal Cabana. Okay, so here we go. Now this is the fun fold aspect of the card. So people are going to be opening and closing and really having fun with this. So I recommend on the back to attach it to your card base is to use tear and tape. I'm thinking something extra heavy duty because this card, like I said, is going to get used and abused, but you know what I mean. People are really going to want to have some fun with it. So I just covered this up with some extra of the tear and tape so that I make sure that it sticks down and stays down. So this is always the worst part of tear and tape, isn't it? Trying to get those papers off, paper off. So one last one. There we go. Now the trick to this is, here is my folded side, is going to go at what I'm going to say the top of the card. It's going to go flush to the top of that real red card base. So just so I can see it, I'm going to turn it on its side. And I'm going to go ahead and lay it in there and then push down real good. So here now is the fun fold aspect. Cute. All right, now I was saying about not putting the dimensionals down just yet. Because I have it coming off of that flap, I want to make sure that I don't put any dimensionals on this portion then of my snowman. I know I'm going to put my Let It Snow around here, so let me just put a little squeeze of adhesive and get it down so I kind of have an idea where that's going to be. Okay, now let me pull out some dimensionals and go a little hog wild. I know I have gotten so many comments about you use so many dimensionals. I know and I love it. So anyway, so let me do that and get maybe a line of 2 more in there. So know where your dimensionals are, and that's how far over. You don't have to have it extending off. You can certainly put it inside the front flap. Up to you. I just thought it was fun to have that extending out and over, so that's why I did that. So let me finish up here, getting the release paper off here, and kind of figure out where those dimensionals are. And like I said, just make sure that it is. All the dimensionals are on this side. Okay, there we go. So I'll open it up and that is clean, no dimensionals there. So the last little bit, I do have some red rhinestones that I can decorate with. So I'm going to start with just a couple here under the Let It Snow. Okay, and let's see if they behave. And then I'm going to add a couple here amongst the snowflakes that are on the paper. So one more, just one more, I promise. And there it is. Okay, we have completed our fun fold Christmas card using some new product from the holiday catalog that's coming out. So here are those two. Now, for a meeting that I had, a virtual meeting, I ended up making one of these for Halloween. So same idea, except again, using some new product from the holiday catalog, I came up with this Halloween card. Still the same fun fold, Halloween paper, new stamp set, and this time I went in the center with my fun fold, so just to make it different. So tell me in the comments, which one do you like better? Be it the Halloween, or do you like the snowman? I'm torn. I'll be honest with you. So, hey, I really do want to say thank you for watching today. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, consider subscribing to my YouTube channel so you don't miss out on anything new. Visit me on my blog, lindaloucreates.com, for more projects, and take a moment and sign up for my newsletter. Thanks again for joining me, and I hope you get a chance to be creative today. Bye now.